Hello, Aquarius. Today I'm doing a 3-card spread reading for you for the week starting today, Sunday, January 19th, 2020. I'm using the Power Deck by Lindsay Andrews, which is an oracle deck. Not technically a tarot deck, however, can be used in spreads that are similar to tarot readings. So the Power Deck is used for insight and to help you on your journey of spiritual growth. And it is exactly what it says it is. It is very powerful. I've used this deck before in my life and I've come back to it again. I bought this new deck when it came out just recently, and I have only done a few readings with it already. Just kind of restarting my journey with it, and I'm just as impressed with it now as I was before. So I hope that you enjoy your reading. I'll be here every week with new insights for you. So I've already drawn the cards for you. There was 2 that fell out, and then 1 that was basically just hanging on for dear life before falling, so I just took it because I had shuffled quite a bit and it wasn't, falling out. So anyways, this was the one that was calling to me to take. So the 3-card spread is your situation, your challenge, and your guidance. And when we use the deck, we note the directions of the cards. So the yellow ones are an east card, and then this white one is a north card. So because you have 2 cards of the same direction, that kind of tips the scale on to one side for your teachings. And when we see this, what we need to look at is guidance for balancing your medicine wheel with looking to the opposite direction. So because you have 2 east cards, you would need to look to the Western teachings, which are your emotions, as the East has to do with the mind. And so that's a part of the teachings for this reading for you, is to sit with your emotions this week, allow them, let them come and go, but also to reflect on them, to see what they can teach you, honor them, and then, like I said, let them go, especially negative emotions. Emotions teach us about being human. They teach us about, well, many things, but I really think that they are there to teach us about loving and respecting ourselves and others. And so that is one of the focuses for you for this week. Your first card is release. So with the Power Deck, what we do is we also take into account the beautiful artwork that was done for each of these cards, as well as a message. So reflection upon the art, as well as the message for each card, is important. So the situation for Aquarius this week is release. Anytime you are possessed by an emotion that you cannot control, know that it does not belong to you. Someone is sending negative energy towards you. This is obviously speaking in a spiritual sense. Of course, we all know that our emotions evolve within us. However, this is speaking specifically to emotions that you feel that you cannot control. Imagine that the negative emotion is muddy water pouring down through your hands, onto your legs and feet, and into the earth. Or you can take that emotion into your hands and release it like a hawk. Let it fly. We tend to hold on to fears and negative energy in an addictive way. When you release your fears, you allow power to come into you. Create a welcoming void within through the power of release. The painting on this card is titled On Spirit Wings. Release is one of the most important acts that you can learn on your path to power. Release lives in the east and flies towards freedom like the hawk. As the sphere of universal knowledge hovers behind him, the knowledge and wisdom of Mother Earth lives in the mountains. It is this timelessness of memory that you can experience only after release. So this is the situation for you, Aquarius, at this moment. Your challenge is the North card. Very beautiful. Wisdom. Excuse me. So as your challenge, Aquarius, we drew the Wisdom card, which states, if you are addicted to the process of becoming, there are storms on your horizon. If suddenly there is nothing left to become, you are filled with terror. Suddenly you are face to face with your own empty being. Find the sacred space, a sanctuary of pleasant stillness in your heart. To know that you are truly alone is the first step on the long journey of self-discovery on the path to power. The final step is to learn that you are already linked with the universe, that you are already part of everything, and you already live in all the lodges of the universe. This is wisdom. The painting is entitled The Quiet Garden. It symbolizes the birth of the universe, the earth, into a sacred space, a pagoda in the snow-covered mountains, and stillness of higher consciousness. Wisdom is found in the balance between universal knowledge and the sanctuary of knowledge that is learned through our memory, that is learned through our harmony and struggle on Mother Earth. I'll just reread that last sentence. Wisdom is found in the balance between universal knowledge and the sanctuary of knowledge that is learned through our harmony and struggle on Mother Earth. Wisdom is a teaching of the Spirit in the North. So this is the challenge for you this week. The acknowledgement. of the word alone, and how when we feel it, when we think it, and then when we realize it, the word itself speaks its own truth. That we believe we are alone in this world, and as we are, but at the same time, we are all one. And how it's even spelt is interesting. Alone, all one. And so your guidance for this week, Aquarius, is humor. It's another East card. There's an interesting artwork on there. You see the indigenous people within the city holding an umbrella of the universe. I like this card. It has a good message. Excuse me. Humor, fear, and anger awaken the power of your will. In the juxtaposition of realities, as in the primitive positioned in the wilderness of an urban setting, find truth. See how you have chosen your illusions, as have others, and seek to feel the laughter that holds together your daily dream. Self-importance blinds you to the source of joy and humor. Awaken the power of your will and find your laughter wholeheartedly. Awaken your sense of humor. The painting is entitled The Time Machine. Life is often surreal, with aspects of the primitive existing amongst the dominant realities of our civilized quote-unquote life. We need to sense our humor. We need our sense of humor to remember that it is dangerous to be caught in the dream, to lose the understanding that the reality of life as we know it is only an illusion. One day we will awaken and understand what we have really come here to do. When we lose ourselves in self-importance and ego, we also lose our sense of humor and our understanding of truth and reality. This is an East card, as it is part of your process that leads to illumination. It is a card of the mind, as are all of the East cards. And in this case, a card of losing the mind, setting the mind aside, and living in that state of humor that puts everything in perspective. Humor takes you back to your beginnings. That's the guidance for you, Aquarius. So as I stated earlier, because we drew 2 Eastern cards for you, one of the additional lessons that we must look at when we use the power deck is to, when we balance our wheel, we have the 4 directions, and the opposite of East is West, and the teachings of the West are your emotions, and that is where you need to work on this week. Like I stated earlier in the video, to sit with them, allow them, honor them, and let them go. But remember the teachings that they give you, because ultimately They're there to teach you how to be in this life. Our emotions are a powerful tool to help us to learn how to be with others, how to be with ourselves, how to be in the world, because that's where we are. We're spiritual beings living on earth, interacting with others and the world around us. And to remember your sense of humor. I think that's the most important thing. A lot of times these days, with everything that's happening in the world. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, Aquarius. It's your birthday coming up. I'm thinking of you. I'm already planning an Aquarian birthday or two. You know who you are. And thanks so much for joining me. I'm really happy that you came to watch my video, and I hope that you subscribe and come back again next week.